and how you're going to. Next is discover your niche. We all have niche. If you really reflect on it, you will. So what, as a lady, what is your superpower? You have to decide, you have to think, what is my superpower? Everybody has. We are all here with some power or the other. We don't reflect on it. Some people are good in managing children. Some people are good in helping people. Some people are good in taking care of people. Some people is good in cooking food. Some people are good in managing people. Some people are good in good leadership. Some people are good in administration. So what you are good at, what is your superpower? If you are good in creating something, like I was reading shortly an article that someone was making a local pickle lady from, I think, Agartala. She was making a good pickle and I think homemade food, and now she is selling. So the art is making it, art is getting consumers, art is in the selling. There may be gaps, but as soon as you know what is working for you, that is defined as your niche. So what are you known for? If people tell you are good, when someone comes and tell you, Chetal, you are good at, always good at it, it means you are good at that skill. Just refine that and fine tune that, you will find your niche and your superpower. I'm just giving flavor of everything because in 30 minutes I can't do more than that. So now comes the next part. How do you build your own personal brand? I think you have to understand, you have to define your mission. What is your core message? This is exercise. You have to invest in a photo shoot. Most of us neglect. I think in my 30 years, I never had a photo shoot. I think that was the biggest idiot. I was but president of company, I didn't invest. Yes, some Times of India photo guy will come and take the shoots, and he does the PR and everything. But personally, for me, I never did it. So now I feel, what was this? I need to invest maybe 10,000 or 15,000. You can go, you can find a photographer who will do a good job. Maybe you spend 10,000, 12,000, 15,000 rupees, but that will make your business fly, because that's the identity. So your photo shoot should be congruent to what you are. So as long as you are congruent to what you are and you create your color codes, because branding is not about everything. It is about choosing your identity, your color codes, what suit you, your business, what is your niche. And if you do a good photo shoot, you can always use the photograph in all the things you use, Facebook, Instagram, anything you want, you should. So you need to invest. Your name logo, what font do you use when you write anywhere? You will have, for Facebook, you will have one font, you will have Instagram, you will have one font. Most of us has different font, even in presentation when you write it. You can get a font without even investing. You can go to source and do it very easily. There are many tools which we can use to make a font which is with your name, Gayatri Sood. So you can create a font which remains across in whatever, your card, your visiting card, your everything you do, whether it's in digital space, anything. But most of us neglect this small thing. It is not consistent. Your color of your font, right? We are not consistent. So I think you need to look at and create. Power up your social. When you all do all this, you will start learning what you need to do, and then you will power up. And then you become a part of a group like this group, WW, is a mastermind group. So as you start working in this, you will help each other to become much more working towards a common cause, and then it will become an enabler for things which will help you to become bigger in what you do. So every small steps matter. So if your business is on left, this is your customers. So these are the tools which you can use, but you need to choose which one you are good at. But today with the mobile phone, you can use any of them. Facebook, Twitter, website you need to have, possibly Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Pinterest, and many others, whichever you think is right. So many things are happening. What one you are really good at is, are you using Facebook only for your friends or for your business? Are you using Instagram only for posting food, what you prepare, or it is for your business. There are a lot of people who would be interested in if you give them some answers to what they need. You have to look through their lens. So it's very, very important. So this is the power of mobile. So your brand, mobile, and consumer. So you have to reach them. How you reach, I'm not doing that in detail because that's full-fledged maybe topic. So owner needs to focus on business that can be done digitally. With the challenges of the current times, how much percentage of business you can do digitally. So if you understand tools and techniques of using your mobile or your web, I think you can really improve your business and grow your business. And more you do it, the more time you have, free time you have for yourself. So what is a brand? Brand is a set of expectations, memories, stories, and relationships taken together account for consumers' decision to choose one product or service over another. If the consumer doesn't pay a premium, doesn't spread a word, then no brand value exists for the consumer, in the minds of the consumer. So you must be able to get a premium. So there must be value, and he must be willing to tell. If your friend tells to that Chaitali makes great whatever food, it means there is value in your cooking. People will always appreciate. There is a potential something. She does a great program. She is able to handle a great program and to the dot. So there is a value to it. So you will have to understand yourself better, and that's how it will help. So my theory is very simple. The secret of new marketing, which I call it first 10. Find 10 people. If you're in a business, 10 people who you trust, respect, and you listen. Those people, you should be able to sell what you want. And once they sell, they love your product. They tell about your product, not because they're good friends. Huh? They tell about your product and they tell you right things. And they're likely to tell 10 other people about your product. Maybe 10, maybe 100, maybe 1,000, maybe 3. That's it. If you get that right, you just need to repeat that. That's the model. I even in FMCG business, my theory is that I find first 100 retailers who love your product. If they start selling and giving you repeat buy, your model, your product is right. There is a demand. Now you have to create a model to make it to more number of people. So if they don't love it, you have to start again. If the idea spreads, your business grows, it is like rinse and repeat. So that's how it is, like you just do it. Actually, it is first 10, then the next 1,000 true fans who would be your advocates. If you get 1,000 true fans, your business is on, because they will talk about you, and every fan is like into 5, 10, and today with digital media, it may be 100. If they really love it, then they will talk about it. Yes, it may be slow, not as fast as advertising. Yes, but how does it matter as long as you are profitable? Each transaction you are making money. The multiply effect is you understand your model, that you are selling at a margin, and margin into the consumer. The more consumers increase, you can decide what approach to use. Do I use Facebook? Do I use Instagram? Do I use website? Do I use print media? Do I use WhatsApp? Right? That's your call. So moment you get your model right, it is your call, your expense, your model of using media. Each expense to get a customer in Facebook may vary from 50 to 100 rupees. Is the value you get? Suppose the value of your product is 400 rupees. You make margin of 70%. Spending 100 rupees is great, fantastic, because you're still making money end of the day. So how do you use that? So that you need to understand. So if you find 1,000 fans, you are there. So create your niche. So understanding your unique selling proposition. It's an old concept. True, even now, it works even more, because if you are the brand, what is your unique proposition? What is your niche? This will result in predictable cash flow. Today's business model, there is no cash flow. If you have a regular customer through your mobile phone, through your net, it gives you predictable cash flow, correct? And that's what builds your business. Cash flow, at the end of the day, builds your business. Next is leverage your system. So business is never about you. It is always about your customers. most of us make mistakes is that we created a product and we think this is what others will like. It is never about the product. It is what the customer will like. Does it solve the job, what it has to do? Does it solve the need of your customer? If it does, then your idea is great. Just because you like it doesn't mean the customer will like it or someone else will like it. That's why the first 10, test out your hypothesis with your first 10. If they like it, come back to you and willing to pay the price and willing to tell it to 10 more people or 100 more people or 1,000 more people, you'll find that it's a great opportunity to do it. Very simple model, but we tend to miss the obvious almost every time. I have done it in FMCG. I can tell you, if one can build a 200 crore business in FMCG, then it is possible for all the business. If one can build a glass business by doing that model, by building first 10 here in the hospital businesses, find your first doctors. Who is the best doctors, key opinion leaders? Go and convince him. He loves it, you are done. He goes and uses that glove in surgery and his counterparts, because he has 10 people who is helping him in his surgery and sees he's using a new type of gloves. So everybody's aspiration level goes up. So next, they will start wanting to use that. So build your first 10. I will keep a very simple model, first 10, and then next 1,000, and then lakh, whatever you want to achieve in your life. So next most critical part is we always miss is who are your most important. If you're an existing business, what happens? We will always look at wanting to get new customer. The hunger for getting growth through new customer is very high. What we tend to miss is the obvious thing is that you already have an existing set of customers who are buying you again and again. Sometimes क्या होता है, घर के मुर्गी दाल बराबर बन जाता है. So we forget about him. We don't care about him. But the truth is, this is the right time to respect him, because he has been buying from you regularly. You are solving some of his problem. So go and understand him better. Retain him. Give him some additional solutions. Give him something more. Maybe he buys something which is something you never thought of. And he is loyal to you because he's buying from you. So you need to focus on your core. And sometimes this 30% of your customers give you 70% of your turnover. The 30% of your customers give you 70% of the pain because you got him new. So why you want so much pain? Focus on, especially in this time, you should really focus on the one who is buying more and more and repeat buy is happening. He not only is a good advocate because he believes in you, he or she believes in you, he will talk about you to others, and you may go and take information from who would you like to recommend my product to. Get information from, use them, leverage them. Like he is a leader for you. He is a very critical customer for you. We tend to miss the obvious. In the search for growth, we tend to miss the obvious. We've always won. So when you distribute, what happens? The cost of distribution increases and marginal return happens. That's why when key accounts open, so why do people talk about key accounts? It's almost a key account model. It's a key account individual model. So you have to treat him like a key account who is an individual, take care of him and create more business because he's most profitable for you. So it's always cost of retention is far, far lower than the cost of acquisition. Always. Cigarette companies understand this the best. So in olden times, you used to go and give him cigarette. He smokes once, twice, and third time, then he becomes a customer for you in life. So the pan wala used to give you the new brand and also give you a cup and saucer free because you bought that new cigarette. What happens? You smoke, you develop the taste, and you get stuck onto that taste, right? So the first cup was the cheapest cup. That's a part of the seeding and getting you addicted. Similarly, so you need to think, what is the customer lifetime? 10 years, if he buys your product, what is that value? If he's a 10% buyer, he actually is buying 120% of your turnover today in 10 years. We tend to forget. And if you add inflation of 5% price increases, Actually, he is buying almost 200% in 10 years. We tend to miss that. So important customers should be given a lot of priority. Just check your list, make a list, go and find your top customers, what you need to do better for them. Maybe the loss in business, they may make up without even you realizing it. So you can really look at it, and maybe you can sell him something which you have never thought. Like today, I'm talking about sanitizer. My distribution chain is there, my outlet is there. I need to give him sanitizer because he is wanting it, right? The consumer, his customer wants it. So I have to think like that, and that's what it is. The next model, which I really love, is the power of one. We all get distracted. Do this, do that, these things. If we increase the range, it will sell more. Actually, it doesn't happen. Your best selling item will be always 70% of your business or 60% of your business. Most of the business are like that. I can tell about the deodorant business. I can tell you about surgical gloves. 70% of the 200 crores is one SKU. One. Can you imagine 140 crores is one can, one perfume. So that is the power of one. Parachute hair oil was 2,000 crore brand with just one blue colored bottle, the simple 100 ml bottle. Later on, they had 20%, 30% of business with different sizes for penetration and distribution. That's a different thing. But it was 2,000 crore brand with one single. Today, they may have grown into Parachute Advanced, Parachute lotions. That's different, because as you become bigger, you need to find consumer profile. You think that you can take values of the brand, and then you can build more niche and more long-term brand values for your current existing customers. So how do you give more value to your existing customers? So that's how they grow. But most of you will do deep introspection. You'll find that the power of one is very, very important. And that's what will drive. And that's the most profitable brand for you, most profitable SKU for you. So if you do power of one, track it. So less is sometimes more. It is not more is more. So less is more is not in paper. It's the truth. And many businesses have done well through this process. You also need to understand what is your bottleneck. If you are producing and it's a great success story and your 10 customers like it, your 1,000 customers like it, now customers is your bottleneck. If you are producing 10,000, then you need to find that cohort like that 1,000. What is the profile of that customer? Then where you can get them, where you can find them, find models to reach them. So is your customer your bottleneck? You got customer demand is coming. Maybe your production is your bottleneck. In production also, which part is your bottleneck? Most of the time, production is the bottleneck we think. But the truth is, not every part of your production capability is your bottleneck. There could be a small part which is the efficiency of that small machine, maybe your bottleneck. You don't have to increase capacity of everything. So the model is you have to unlock what is your bottleneck, whether it's in terms of customer, whether it is in terms of production. Production, I don't mean the full range, full chain. It is where the machinery is. What is your bottleneck? So in that, if there are 5 activity you do in a production, maybe one activity in that is your bottleneck. So you just need to put additional machinery on that, increase the capacity. Then the unlocking the next level of your constraint. So this is called theory of constraint. So you're removing the constraint. So you remove the next constraint, your capacity goes. So with lower cost, you can start increasing your capacity production. Third is margins. If you're not making any margins, then you are in a stupid business. End of the day, you are in business to make margins. So you either have to price it right. I remember when I talk deodorants and surgical gloves, I find it very amusing because when the product was launched, the margin was 25%. So at 25%, you can't run an FMCG business. You must have 50% to 60% margin to 70% margin. So what next? I said, we close down the business or increase the, we just blindly increased by the price by 25 rupees. The thing that happened, the product became premium, the demand increased, and today the margin of that business is 60%. If you're doing 200 crore of that business and you're doing 60%, you make 120 crores gross margin. 20 crores you spend on trade, 20 crores if you spend on advertising, or 30 crores, you still have 70 crores profit going to below before people cost. So that you can always do. So you need to look at your margin, and 90%, 10% margin means you are selling commodity. Whatever effort you put, you will not be able to really enjoy the pleasure of doing a business. So look at your margin very closely and look at opportunities. Look at your profile, which products you can increase your margin. So at least you can balance it out, maybe average it out. Some products you can make 80%, so average you can make 40%. So that you need to look at. So the next one is rhythmize. So I said, one of the biggest challenge of every entrepreneur or solopreneur is profits. Most of us don't pay ourselves. So I'm starting from the reverse. So we must learn to pay ourselves first. What we tend to do, let it grow, तब मैं पैसा लूंगा, अभी मैं invest कर रहा हूँ, आगे जाके बड़ा होगा, and after 5 years I'll make more money, and then I will take profit. Corona आ गया, then you don't know where are you. Right? But the truth is, you must learn to know what is your cost of your own labor, own effort. If you have invested, let's say 1 crore rupees, even if you put on bank, it is 7%, right? At least 7 lakhs you should take out from your business, come what may. So pay yourself first. Learn to pay yourself first, then think about, so because then other things will start falling in place. Then people you have will work with 97% of the money, right? You will pay salaries, you will pay everyone else, but you don't pay yourself. Do you think this is the investment? If you do a dealership, you'll never be able to take out money, and that's the worst thing you can do to yourself. You must learn to pay yourself first. I'm able to tell this because I have a dealership, and dealership doesn't allow. They will say, "Ye model aaya, paisa chahiye. Wo model aaya, paisa chahiye." The intelligent one will use bank money and take out your own money to make the business grow. And that's the way to do business. Because the cost of capital is your effort plus your own capital is also a cost. Time, your money, and your resource, or your energy. These are the 3 resources you have in entrepreneurship. So time is your 24 hours, out of which you can't do 24. You may do 8, 9, 10 hours. Energy is what you have. Maybe you will have spent some good time energy, sometime you will not have energy. Third is money, which you have already put in, and sometime when more money is required, you may not have money. So all that, these are 3 resources you have, you must use them wisely. So simple things like that. Before I go to TWGA formula, there is always opportunity to find money in your business. 2 examples I will give. In my own hotel, today I have a tandoor which uses 800 rupees coal to fire up. Before I start the tandoor, it is 800 rupees of coal going in. Whether there's a 2 roti made, 10 tandoor roti made, 1 chicken made, something like that. Maybe the business value is not even 1,000 rupees for the day. What we need to do? Buy a small tandoor, 200 rupees small tandoor, till you have parties. So even if it is 20 days, 600 rupees into 20 days is 1,200 rupees. 600 into 20 is 12,000 rupees, right? Yeah. Into a year, 1 lakh rupees. Simple. We are losing 1 lakh, more than 1 lakh rupees from the business because I multiplied by 12 months, maybe 1.5 lakh rupees. It's a wastage. I just cut down from, instead of burning my tandoor 30 days, my bigger tandoor, to 10 days when there are parties, and remaining 20 days is for the smaller ones when customer comes to the restaurant. So and now when it's unpredictable, you need smaller versions, smaller cost. I was working for McEnroe. McEnroe used to have contract people. They used to pay 1,000 rupees per contract person. And most MNCs pay 500. Simple swap. If you have 400 people into 500 rupees, if you reduce, it is 2 lakhs. And 2 lakhs into 24 months is 25 lakhs. You save 25 lakhs. So money is in the business. Depending on the size and scale. I gave a small example, I gave a bigger example. So you have to see at your end, what is the example that fits your business? I don't know your business, so you have to find it yourself. So it is in the critical non-essentials where money is available. And that is where the profit is. And cash is the cash in hand. Not the money someone is owing to you. Not the money what your chartered accountant is selling. You have so much cash. That is not the money. Cash is what you have. That's why it is very important to pay yourself first. Cash in hand. The third model is, how much time I have? I'm already 5 minutes ahead, so I will cut down. I think I will not do the TWCGO formula. It will take me another 5 minutes to explain. So maybe.
So we will really have. We would really have. Would like to have your series, sir. You know, next. Maybe next time. We really would like to have you in a series because it's really going good. But only thing
I will keep some of the things for more next time. So I will move.
Yes, because my other speaker is also.
Yeah. So I will just do the last chart.
Yes, sir. Yes.
We have 3 gods: Vishnu, Shiva, and Brahma. Right? Vishnu is the maintenance. Shiva is the destroyer, and Brahma is the creator. So what do we learn from him? You cannot fight the reality today by being what you are. So keep what is working for you, destroy what is not working for you, and create something new. So that's the model you should do and use. And that you need little bit step out of your comfort zone. You should have the right to win mentality and redefine your capabilities. So pivot and adjust. It's a 90-day game to survive, 90 days plan to survive. You must act now. And you need to live life as everything is rigged in your favor. It is true. You believe that it is rigged in your favor and do that. And my only last minute, if someone wants, I will give 45 minutes of free consultancy to anyone. He can, she or he can write to me with what she is doing. With 3 questions where she wants answer, I'll give a 45-minute Zoom. So I'll be happy to do that. So with that, I close and leave it to you next time. So we get to play this game one time, one life, said by Gary. So thank you very much for listening. And I know it was great talking to you. Your challenge will be to be better than yesterday. I have seen this challenge myself. So I'm sure you all will go through and look at the first 10. I'm sure you will get your first 1,000 and 10,000 as you go along. Thank you so much. Take care and have a great Sunday evening.